and welcome to another very special episode of Global Solutions. As usual, my name is Adedayo Fashanu. Today at the World Scout Conference, I am here with 4 amazing outgoing members of the Youth Advisors to the World Scout Committee. We're going to be having a brief chat about their experience as advisors and lessons, future plans, right? So we have a bit of, curveball here. We're going to be asking you questions. And I want to make it fun, a little bit exciting. So, what is your proudest moment as a Scout youth leader?
I think making the connection between the work you do back home, with your local Scouts in your group, and when you get to this kind of body of wisdom to try to do some influence within the youth or global policies, I think the proudest moment is like when you realize as a person to make that connection, how whatever happens in decision-making process in the world level affects that way down into regions, national levels, and either into your Scout group. So I think understanding how that works is that makes you most proud of the work you're doing. I would say that's one of my proudest moments.
Okay, cool deal. All right, I'm going to throw that question to all of you guys. What is your proudest moment as a Scout youth leader? Jeremy.
I think my proudest moment is actually what happened last week, which is the World Scout Youth Forum, which is an event where we bring people from 18 to 26 together and get to network, learn more about how our organization work, and also train on how to impact the decision-making at this event, the World Scout Conference. Yeah. And we had people from 116 countries that all came together and discussed topics diverse about the future of our movement, and to see that how we managed to all come together from all across cultures and countries and just become one, united to try to work together towards a better movement and hopefully a better world was really something inspiring, and I'm very proud to have witnessed that.
Okay. And do you have something to say about that? Proudest moment? Okay.
So I've had lots of very proud moments, but I think one of my proudest ones was actually yesterday. I was leading the team that was working on working methods and transparency in World Scouting and the World Scout Committee. And yesterday we finally got to present our 3 years of work and consultations. Oh, wow. And I was terrified, but we got a really, really positive response. And we're looking forward to continuing the work in the future.
Awesome.
Actually, my biggest and proudest moment when we put something forward that really affects my Scouts and any Scouts all over the world, and I can see the inspiration in their eyes.
I love that, the inspiration in their eyes. Okay, so we're going to go to number 1. Who's number 1? Back to you. How do you define the role of a youth advisor?
Yeah. The youth advisors are considered the link between youth and World Scout Committee, and they are the channel to put ideas and thoughts about youth issues on table during the World Scout Committee meetings, and it goes furthermore. They can put forward any ideas and participate in any task force work groups. They can do everything to help achieving youth goals.
Okay, so basically helping the youth voice to be heard. So you guys are representatives of that, and you get to work directly with the Scout Committee on different agendas. So you have a 3-year period tenure, and this is your last leg, basically. Last week.
If you have
wow.
answer, what did you
okay. Okay, see, I did good. Okay, cool. I am an official Scout. Thank you. So we have number 2. That's Mara.
Okay. I don't know what the question is.
Okay. As an outgoing youth leader, what are the takeaways from your experience? What challenges have you faced as a young person, being a leader or role model, and how did the Scouts help you in shaping up?
So many.
All right, let's start with this.
Okay,
what are the takeaways from your experience as a youth leader?
I've learned lots about working with different people from different countries and different cultures. I've learned lots about kind of the really practical project management and consultation, but also how to work on projects long-term over 3 years with the same people. and kind of being mindful of everyone's realities changing. And like we all went through huge life changes during the 3 years. Some people graduated, someone became a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's been lots of different changes. So it's kind of been learning to adapt and to kind of adapt plans constantly to make sure we still achieve our goals while remaining true to our actual capabilities and the realities around us.
Wow. And I have an outside of the, just a curious question. So you all are from different regions, yes, right? How did you manage to stay in touch?
The internet.
So, but there's 6 of you overall for the entire Scout. And you guys have, I guess, WhatsApp or whatever form of internet.
WhatsApp,
but
Skype, Facebook.
So, but you had a schedule that you had to maintain on how often you spoke and communicated?
We started off that way, and then we realized that time difference is a killer. So we had 2 people in South America, and we had someone in the Maldives. Okay. So it was never going to have everyone awake for the calls. So we started working more via group discussions, so like on Facebook and WhatsApp. So you just leave the message, and then the next time someone wakes up and wasn't at work, they'd reply. Or maybe when they were in work.
And they say youth can't organize themselves. I mean, this is proof, right? Yeah. Okay, still on you. What challenges have you faced as a young person, being a leader, role model, and how did the Scouts help you in shaping up?
So I think the biggest challenge I encountered during the 3 years was the difference in cultural attitudes towards youth involvement and the role that young people have to play. So I was really lucky in that I got to attend most of the different regional conferences and youth fora that happened during the 3 years. And I was able to exchange with all the different regional youth advisors and kind of see how they were getting on, see what they'd learned, and see what their challenges were. And there were really different experiences and stories coming from the different regions and the different groups of people. And then the big challenge was when I came back and was talking to the other guys and we were trying to make a plan for everyone, it was really difficult to come up with a plan that would meet everyone's needs and address all the different cultural realities that we were facing. Big challenge.
Wow. And the Scouts basically helped you?
Well, the Scouts give me a huge understanding of it. And I work with young people as my profession as well. So hopefully I'll be able to carry some of it into my work after this.
What is your profession?
I am a teacher. So I work in primary school. So everything from aged 4 up to, all ages of children, not everything. Ages of children from 4 up to 12, depending on the year and depending on the class I'm working with.
Oh, wow. I salute you. Yes. And last person, definitely not the least. Why should more young people become part of the Scout movement? Oh, I love this question. I love this question because, prior to covering this and everything else, it's like we hear a lot about the Scout, but not everybody knows, or not a lot of people understand what the Scout movement is all about. So this is an opportunity for you to tell us what makes the Scout so attractive to young people.
No, I think it's a very good question as well. And in Scouting, we face a lot of prejudices because the perception we might give when people see partially the activities we do might not reflect exactly what it is to be a Scout. And for me, the main thing that is so great about Scouting is how you can be a young person. You can be 16, you can be 14, you can be 21, and you can be given so much responsibility. You can be part of the organization of an international event for 5,000 people. You can take care of a team of 6, 11 years old when you're 13 and make sure that for 2 weeks during a camp there's harmony, projects get done, everybody has responsibility in the team. So you really get this trust given to you and this support to help you grow in confidence, get more skills, and then just discover exactly what potential you have. We hear a lot as young people that you might be the leaders of tomorrow, but right now you're just persons in training. But in Scouting, the message is really, you are the leaders of today. There is so much you can already do, and we're here to give you a chance to achieve that, to realize that, and to become these beautiful people that everyone can become. So that's my biggest. The biggest thing I like about Scouting is really how it's empowering you so much. The trust and support you get, and the opportunities are just amazing, and I've never seen that anywhere else.
we are the leaders of today, right? That's perfect. So the curveball question, and it's not what you think. Okay, it is what you think. But I have to ask it, to be fair. And whatever answer you give is the correct answer. Fair enough? Okay. All right, that's number 3. What do you think are the biggest challenges young people face in the world today? And can you propose some solutions to these challenges? Who wants to go first? Please. Anybody? Do I pick?
I'll give it a try.
Thank you.
So, I mean, this is an impossible question to answer for us. I have a very different perspective on life and the challenges of people, and I cannot speak for all young people in the world. I mean, I come from a rather privileged society and background, coming from France. I cannot begin to try to understand what some people on the other side of the world are going through. So I'm even not comfortable saying what I think are the biggest challenge for young people in France, because trying to put everyone in the same box is always a very dangerous exercise, because there are so many realities. So yeah, I mean, there are definitely challenges. A lot of them are individual, so each individual through their life experience and context has things to go through. And I think what matters is not necessarily to pinpoint what those challenges are, but to really stress that there are indeed solutions, and there are opportunities for every person to improve their life, and it's up to society, to adults, and to the young people themselves to bring that trust and try to have this open-mindedness to change that can lead to a better situation for all.
Thank you for that. Anybody else wants to answer that question?
I'll jump in.
Thank you.
Can you repeat the question so I make sure I answer it properly?
Okay. And what do you think are the biggest challenges young people face in the world today? How can you propose some solutions to these challenges?
Okay, so there are lots of different challenges facing young people, but I think one common thing is that every young person is challenged by something, and I think every young person is struggling with something, and I think a key kind of asset to any young person who's dealing with challenges is the ability to cope, the ability to keep going, and the ability to kind of work through what it is they're facing. That could come in any different form. I'm from Ireland, and a big problem facing young people at home is mental health issues. But I'm aware that there are different challenges facing different people. But I think kind of resilience and the ability to cope with things is a great asset. And I think scouting serves as a wonderful tool to help that. Scouting focuses on the positive development of young people, not just their physical development or their social development, but all aspects of their development. And this holistic development really helps create strong, independent individuals who are comfortable with themselves. And there was actually some research done recently. I think the results were published yesterday or the day before. And they actually compared groups of scouts in 3 different countries across 3 different regions with non-scouts from the same areas. And they found that people who were involved in scouts had better leadership skills, had better levels of confidence in their own abilities, and were better able to cope with challenges that were thrown their way. So I think scouting is a solution to the challenges.
I think that says it all, right? Really, thank you. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think we try with the solutions, because although there's no one like recipe fits all, I do think that as a youth or as individual, I think you can try to advocate in what you like or what you fight the most. So for example, in our case, or in my case, it's like non-formal education. But there are so many other causes around the world. So I think one of the solutions will be just try to advocate. If each of us try to advocate for what they think it's proper to them, or to advocate for the world, for their community, I think we're all making small changes that can create a bigger change in their own community and then in the world. So maybe that's quite one solution. Maybe it's not like one fit all, but if we'll try to do something, we might achieve.
No, that's perfect. That's really perfect, because once you can advocate for something that you believe strongly about, you're standing up for the rest of the people who don't feel confident or are not in the position to solve that problem. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, there are many challenges, and I remember one of the challenges that during some sessions scouts were talking about and non-scouts are talking about, it's lack of resources. And I don't like to refer it like lack of resources, but decreased sharing resources. There are many resources, but the best thing that we share resources with each other from different regions, different countries, and to face any challenges, I see attitude, personal attitude is the most important thing. You have go and fight for what you want, and because if you don't ask, all answers will be no. So you should go ask for what you want.
If you don't ask, all answers will be no. Beautiful. So we're going to wrap up shortly. And the last question, or I guess the way I want to do this, is each of you would say your name, your age, and since you're leaving. Oh, I can even feel your absence, you know. But I know we have a great set of people replacing you guys or taking over. But so your name, your age, your future plan for the next 3 years, and if you have that figured out. And, you know, your advice to the incoming youth advisors. So we will start from you, Jeremy.
So my name is Jeremy. I am
Full name?
Jeremy Appert.
Country?
From France. I am 27. And my future plans in scouting are a bit undefined. I am very interested in the topic of environmental protection, environmental education. And there are some initiatives in scouting that work on this. So I would potentially like to try to work on those projects, on strengthening our educational programs when it comes to the environments. But that is really uncertain at this point. The one thing I know for sure is that I do want to take a month or two or maybe 3 to rest a bit. This was a very intense 3 years. And yeah, it's important to be able to recharge your batteries. There's a big temptation with so many opportunities given to you in scouting to always jump into the next mission straight away. And for one, I feel that I should take the time to rest a bit, reflect, see what opportunities makes the most sense to me, and take it from there. And
your advice to the incoming?
I mean, trust yourselves. You'll do great. You already have a lot of tools. You're scouts. You've been scouts for a long time. Trust in the adults as well with which you'll be working. They're here and then they're supportive of your ideas and initiatives. And don't forget where you come from. Don't forget that we're here to educate young people and to make sure that our movement is relevant for them. So that bring the topics and priorities you think will make the most sense and most impact for young people in scouting and outside around the world.
Thank you, Jeremy. Name, age.
Okay. I am Montasser Hosni from Egypt. I am 27. My next plan is to take rest for not 3 weeks. First thing.
Well
yeah.
deserved.
Yeah. For Scout future plan, I will be working on promoting youth programs. Hopefully, I will start with my NSO. And hopefully I will go further than that and go back to my career life, my social life, to the hospital.
The social life is a hospital. And you're 27 and you're a doctor.
Yes.
Great accomplishment. And advice to...
Just to be there and ask for what they want.
Ask for what you want. Okay.
I'm Luis. I'm from Mexico. I'm Luis Aguayo. I'm from Mexico. I'm 24 years old. And I think my plans for the next few years is going back to my local scout group. I really miss them. I've been living away from Mexico now, so I really want to go back. And I had a group of 11 to 14 scouts. They were really crazy, and I'm really missing all the crazy adventures you get in the scouts. My advice for the next year advisor would be, don't be shy. I mean, sometimes the committee meeting should be like a little bit intimidating, but by the time you'll find out that it's your voice and everybody has their own opinion, so you should have your own too. Don't be shy and just speak up.
Have your own opinion. And last but not the least, Moira.
Hello, my name is Moira Fitzgerald. I am 24 and I'm from Ireland. And what I plan on doing when I finish being a youth advisor on Friday is to sleep. I'm super involved in the European region scouting already, so I plan to continue that. I've been in charge of the Beaver Scouts. Those are 6, 7, and 8-year-olds in my local scout group for the past 2 years. So I'm looking forward to starting into year 3 of Beavers. And I'm also going to move up and start helping with the Cub Scouts as well. So Cubs are 9, 10, and 11. So that's how I'm going to fill part of my time that I would otherwise be spending in airports. And